What is going on, y'all boys? It's your boy, your brother in paradise, and we back out here with another one. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about reasons not to come to the Philippines. I know a lot of people are dropping videos and this and that about coming here, what to do when you're here, how it is here, what the women are like here, and there's so many positive things, but I kind of wanted to bring it to you from a different aspect. These are 3 reasons that I see for you not to come to the Philippines. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so when you're thinking about coming to the Philippines, there's a lot of different things and there's a lot of information out. There's a lot of ways that you can find out how things are on the ground. Whether it be YouTube or from, online chat rooms and groups and different things like that. You have a lot of different things that you can use as resources to get information about coming out here to the Philippines. And a lot of it, I say about 95% of it is positive. There's very few things out here that you have to be worried about. But I'm not dropping this video from an aspect of the Philippines. I'm dropping I'm dropping it from an aspect of yourself. And let me explain what I mean by this. A lot of people, they think, oh, the Philippines is paradise. Oh, it's so great. It's so this and that. And yes, it is, but it's not what you're used to.
Facts.
It's not like going from America to Azerbaijan or to, another country that will give you a culture shock. So you won't necessarily get a culture shock from moving to the Philippines or being in the Philippines. There's a couple of things that you have to get used to, yes, but it's not necessarily an actual culture shock, like some other countries will be. And so what I meant by dropping this from an aspect of yourself is that the first reason why I say that you should not come to the Philippines is if you are a person who lacks patience. Patience is a very, 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 very important thing that you need to have if you want to live out here in the Philippines. It is not something that is easy to deal with.
I tried.
You have to be patient, and that goes in every aspect of being in the Philippines, whether it be from paying your bills to getting money out of the ATM, heck, even grocery shopping. You have to be patient. You'll go to one store and they'll have maybe 2 of the 10 things on your list, and you'll go to 3 other stores and they have the same exact thing.
So frustrating.
The diversity is few and far in between. So it may take you a day or more to get all of the things that you want on your list. And that's just grocery shopping. Bills, you can't pay all of your bills online like how we're used to back home. Where you just pull up an app and boom, 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 drop your card information and boom, your bills are paid. It's not like that here. They are getting better, but a lot of bills, you still have to go down and stand in line and actually make a payment in person, which kind of blew me away a little bit because I wasn't used to it, and it's not as bad as you would think, but it's getting there. You know what I mean? So it's getting better. It's taking time, but it's getting better. I say in a 2 years, 3 years, I think we'll be all right. But you still have to have that patience in order to get even the simplest things done. And that's not always easy. Coming from America, everything is fast paced. Everything. From paying your bills to moving around to getting things done, it's all fast paced. And when you think about making that adjustment, you have to input patience and time into things that would take you no time back home. And it gets frustrating for a lot of people, especially at first. It is something that you have to adapt to. If you are not able to adapt to it, then you're going to fail, and you're going to feel like the Philippines is a miserable place to be because you don't have the patience that it takes to get simple things done.
True.
And there are a lot of things out here that is going to require that patience. It's not just cut and dry like how it is back home. A lot of things are difficult, but they all have their own process. Once you figure out the process of things, then it makes your life easier. But you cannot get to that step until you already have maintained and learned how to take your time and to inject patience into all of the basic things that we need to get done on a daily or monthly basis. So if you're a person that has a very short fuse, I say the Philippines is not for you. Now, the second reason why I say not to come to the Philippines is if you are a person who does not like being in the vicinity of poor people, then the Philippines is not for you. And the reason why I say that is because, there are a lot of people in the Philippines that are poor by Western standards. The one thing that I have noticed is that people in the Philippines are much more happier with less than we are with more back home. And that's something that really, really dawned on me and changed my outlook on life. Because back home we have all of these things, fancy cars, nice houses, and all kinds of different electronics and things that makes our life so easy, but you still have thousands of people committing suicide. You still have thousands of people dying over the most dumbest things, and we have really become spoiled when it comes to that, because we basically have it all back home. And when you go and you leave that and you come to another place where instead of all of the things that you have to make you happy, it's life itself that makes you happy. It's an adjustment. And it's, all of these things are adjustments, really. And you cannot force yourself to adjust to these things easily. It has to come in time.
You can do it.
When you get here overnight, be changed, and it's not gonna work like that. These things are gonna take time, because at first, when you first get here, if you're visiting, it's different because you're like, oh yeah, I'm just visiting. It's great. I'm going home. Whatever the case may be. But when you decide to plant your roots here, then it becomes difficult because everything changes. Not everything is the same no more. And now you have to get used to these things that you only had to deal with on a small amount of basis, or small, on a little bit of time. Now you have to get used to these things on a consistent basis, on a daily and monthly basis. And it's not always easy to make that adjustment. So what happens is there are a lot of poor people in the Philippines by Western standards. And if you're a person that don't like being around poor people, then the Philippines is definitely not the place for you. A lot of people, and I'm not saying you, but a lot of people, they feel like they are better than others because of what they have or what they may not have, or whatever the case may be. And in the Philippines, you don't really have that mindset amongst foreigners. They may have that mindset amongst themselves, but not as far as foreigners. And if you're a person that feels like, oh, I don't want to be around, poor people, or, you're bougie, you're not going to make it in the Philippines. You're not going to make it at all, because, you have the most beautiful communities, the most beautiful, richest communities, condos and everything right next to the slums, because land is different, and you'll have, just like back home, you'll have gated communities right next to the hood.
True.
And it's the same way here. You know, so if you're one of those people that feel like you don't like to be around poor people and that, you know, you're better than them because you worked and got a degree and all this other stuff, and yeah, okay, Philippines is not the place for you. You might want to go check out some other place like China or South Korea. You know, Philippines, nah. But China and South Korea is different, you know, because I don't want to take no shots at nobody. But Philippines, definitely not for you if you don't feel like you're comfortable being around people who do not have as much as you do. Now, finally, the third reason not to come to the Philippines is if you are a person that is bothered by noise. If you do not like the noise, Philippines is definitely not the place for you. Now, there are some exceptions to this third one. You know, because you have multiple provinces and different things, you know, mountains and all kind of other stuff and other places that you can go to that you will be fine. The noise level is minimal, but then you're trading those things for something else. So you're getting a low noise level, but you got very slow or non-existent internet. The nearest hospital is about an hour away. You know, the nearest grocery store, you know, pretty far. You know, the only things at your disposal is sorry stores. You know, most of the time they have the same things, you know, or very little variations to the same things, you know. So you have to keep these things in mind. If you're a person that is bothered by the noise, Philippines may not be the place for you. And I like to try to find places that are quiet, you know, kind of like, you know, some of the places in my other videos and stuff, you know, where you see there's not much going on, there's not many people, it's just me, you know, and my people, whoever I'm out there with, whatever the case may be. So you don't get to see it. But when you get out here, that noise, it's on a whole nother level. Because there are so many people in such a small confined space in a lot of these places that it becomes difficult to it becomes difficult to drown that noise out. You know, you can have a beautiful condo, you know, and you open up your window or open up your sliding glass door and there's nothing but noise everywhere. You know, you have to keep it closed if you want some type of peace. You know, and that's how it is in a lot of places, especially Manila. I like Manila, but Manila is a place that I will only go to if I need something specific. I get in, I get out, and I'm gone. You know, and that's why I like Iloilo, because I can get a lot of things that I need that may be in Manila that I would have to go to Manila for. I can go to Iloilo and get all of, you know, I'm an electronic geek, you know, so all of my electronics, whether it be hard drives, computers, Apple stuff, whatever the case may be that I need, I can go to Iloilo and get. And Iloilo is a much quieter place than Cebu or, you know, Manila. You know, so the noise is a very big thing, and the thing about it is when you're visiting, you don't notice these things because you're only visiting, so you're only here for a certain amount of time. The only thing that's on your mind is fun, or those are the only things that's on your mind. So you're not paying attention to the noise levels. You're not really necessarily paying attention to the neighborhoods or the poor people or whatever the other things that may be going on. These things come into play when you decide to live in the Philippines.
You get caught up.
Because now all of these things that were blurry because you wasn't focused on those, now they start to come into focus as problems that you have to adjust to and figure out. You know, so the noise is a big thing. Like I said, there are ways around it. There's multiple provinces in different places. So if you're thinking about settling down and planting your roots here, definitely check out a lot of the different places. Dumaguete is okay. You know, Iloilo is beautiful, perfect as far as noise is concerned. You know, you have a lot of different places that you can go to, you know, where you don't have to be dealing with that. But there's always going to be some kind of a trade-off. And like I said, hospitals an hour away, you know, stores pretty far. You know, you gotta trade something if you don't want that noise. You know, and sometimes the things that you have to give up in order to maintain a low noise level on a daily basis or a constant basis is something that people are not really ready to negotiate or give up. You know, especially us that's working online and vlogging. Like I said, the noise is a big thing, and most people are not going to really want to trade off the things that you need to trade off in order to maintain a low noise level. You know, but those are the 3 things that I say not to come to the Philippines for. You know, as far as living or retiring, you know, it's great to visit, do your thing, going on about your business. But when you decide to plant your roots here, these are things that you really, really, really have to adapt to. Patience, I forgot the other one, and noise. Anyways, these are the things not to come to the Philippines for if you're looking to retire. You know, there are plenty of other options, especially in Southeast Asia, that you may want to settle down in, to where the odds are different for certain things. You know, patience, the poor, and the noise. These are the things that you need to keep in mind when you decide to plant your roots or to stay or retire in the Philippines, because these are things that are going to become problems for you. You know, so if you have a problem with patience, you got a real short fuse, if you have a problem being around poor people, you feel like you're better than others, or if you have a problem with the noise, I suggest you do not retire to the Philippines. It's your boy, your brother in paradise, and we out here again another day in paradise, man. I really appreciate all the love and the support that I've been getting from you guys. It's been keeping me going. I know sometimes I disappear for a couple of weeks or whatever the case may be, but I got 7 YouTube channels in total here. You know, so I'm working on a lot of different other projects, and that's just YouTube. I also have 3 businesses back home that I'm doing and maintaining and, you know, operating all at the same time. You know, so I may disappear for a little bit, but I have to remind myself it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, and I don't live in the Philippines. You know, so I'm still on visas and different things like that. You know, so my day coming. You know, but when my son graduates in 2025 and goes to college or to the military, you know, then I'll be making my move permanently to Southeast Asia, you know, to the Philippines specifically, you know. So right now I'm back and forth. My next couple of videos is probably going to be taken in the United States, you know, or to the Bahamas, because that's my next destination, and then Puerto Rico, and then Jamaica, and then, you know, I got a lot of different things planned, and I'm going to try to squeeze in a trip to Turkey. You know, I got some stuff going on in Turkey that I have to physically be there for, so I may drop some videos while I'm out there. I don't see why not, you know, so, because your boy getting around. But anyways, it's your boy, your brother in paradise, man. Much love and respect, and I hope everybody have a safe and great weekend.